Hey guys, so in this video I just wanted to talk about why I started my YouTube channel. Now I know a lot of people probably think that YouTubers only start channels to get attention or to have people look at them and listen to them, and I will admit that is probably the case for some YouTubers, but in my case it was a little bit different. So I had started out doing YouTube mainly because, if you guys don't know, I know I've mentioned it in the past in a lot of my videos, but if you're new here, I have what is called chronic Lyme disease. And it is a disease that a lot of people think, well, doctors don't really believe in and might think that it is not something to be labeled as chronic, I guess you could say. Some doctors think you just get Lyme disease and you get the proper medication and it goes away. And it should only last like a few months. Well, that wasn't the case for me because I went undiagnosed for 9 months, and finally when I did get treatment, it took a long time to finally get better, and I only ended up getting to about 70% better, like back to my normal self. It was only at 70%, and most likely I will never be 100% better again because it's either that the Lyme did so much damage that my body just will never recover from it, or that I'm still suffering from symptoms and it just can't be fought off by any type of medication. So I wanted to start YouTube to start talking to people and meeting people who also suffered from Lyme disease, because when I went online, I didn't find very many people talking about it. You know, a lot of like medical stuff was sort of out there, but it wasn't exactly what I was going through. And then there wasn't a lot of people just like me, a person putting themselves in front of the camera talking about it. So I wanted to get the word out there as far as what I was dealing with, because a lot of people that I just talked to were like, yeah, I just got on some medication and I was fine within a couple months. Well, I've been sick for the past 5 years. And in the beginning it was horrible, and I was doing whatever I could to find any type of, research, like doing any type of research online and trying to talk to people who suffered through the same thing and what kind of treatment they got, things like that. So that's why I initially started my YouTube channel, was to talk to people about Lyme disease. As I started to get better, I realized that I still wasn't leaving the house all that much. It was really hard for me to get out and to do anything. And by then I had developed a severe case of anxiety and depression. I've always suffered from anxiety, but it got 10 times worse when I did get sick with the Lyme disease. So I wasn't going out at all, and I wasn't talking to people, I wasn't interacting with any other human beings or anything like that, and it was getting like more and more depressing for me. So once I started taking medication to help deal with the anxiety, I was still struggling just to even go out. So I thought to myself, I'll do more on my YouTube channel than just the Lyme disease thing. So I looked more into like music and fashion and things like that, and I got really interested in like makeup tutorials and just talking to people in general that like the same thing as me, like goth and metal, music and fashion and all those types of things. So I started evolving my channel into doing more of just me talking to you guys, so I didn't feel alone and I didn't feel like cooped up in the house, not communicating with anybody. And I just felt like this was a really good outlet for me to, be able to interact with other people. Even if I'm just talking to a camera, still, I know I'm reaching people and I'm getting comments back and communicating back and forth with different people. And I actually have met a lot of really cool people that I'm so glad that I started this YouTube channel, because I would have never met them otherwise. People who I've formed really good friendships with and have shared their experiences with me, whether it's dealing with anxiety or depression or just talking to me about music and art and different things like that. So it started out with me being sick and wanting to, talk to people about my illness, and then it evolved into me meeting people and talking about things that I like and that I enjoy, and showing you guys how I do things, like making my soap, or how, like, different DIYs I've done, or cooking, or my makeup tutorials, or things I've purchased that I want to actually share with somebody if I'm not leaving the house and I'm not getting to wear those clothes, and I'm like, look, I just bought this stuff and there's nobody to show it to. So my thing wasn't a vanity thing as far as starting YouTube, which I know a lot of people think is the case. I don't get a lot of support in my everyday life as far as the real world here, with friends and family as far as my YouTube channel. I think some people just think it's a negative thing, like, why do you need to talk to a camera? Why don't you just talk to real people? Or you just want attention, things like that. And I can't stress enough how that is just not the case. Like, I don't need attention from people. I just like to have interaction with people, which I'm not getting because I don't really leave the house. And I am able to get out once in a while and do things, but I do have a hard time, like I said, with social anxiety. It can be really hard for me, where I was a person before I got ill that was very outgoing. I loved to talk. I would talk to anybody. I loved meeting new friends. I would go to a concert and just walk up to people and start talking to them about music or whatever it was. Or if I was at like a bar and just sitting there, I'd be like, hey, and I meet new people just sitting next to somebody at the bar. And I haven't had that for a really long time. And it had been bothering me, like I said, because I was cooped up in the house sick and I had nobody to talk to. I could talk to my friends back and forth through text or phone calls and see them once in a while, but it's just not the same, I guess, with actually being able to meet new people, because I had missed that so much. And I think it was hard for me too, also being sick, and people not going through the same thing as me didn't understand what I was going through. And a lot of people that I'm surrounded by don't suffer from anxiety either, so it was hard for them to understand. And this way I've connected with people who also suffer from Lyme disease and who suffer from anxiety and depression. And it's just, I don't want to say it's a good thing that I've found other people who suffer from anxiety, because I don't want anybody else to have to deal with this. But in a way, it's helped me be able to say, oh, you have the same problem as me? Okay, I don't feel crazy. So my YouTube channel means a lot to me. I put a lot of effort into making videos and content that you guys will enjoy watching. And I just wish that people would take a look at it that way, that I'm just not here to be like, look at me. Obviously I do put makeup on and do my hair and put nice clothes on to get in front of the camera, because I just feel like it gives a good presentation of myself, what I like and how I want to be. But maybe I'm just bumming around in my sweatpants a lot of times because I don't get out of the house. So I don't want people to just, like I said, to be like, oh, she just wants people to look at her, or just to have a fashion show. It's not it at all. But I do like to look nice, and I do try to put effort into making good videos for you guys. Because like I said, it does mean a lot to me. It's like a hobby for me, and it's important for me to do this because it gets me doing something, instead of saying, okay, I'm just going to sit on the couch again this week and do nothing. Whereas, like, okay, I'm going to plan this video. This is what I want to do. I'm going to collect this information and share it with you guys. So yeah, that's just an explanation. I hope I didn't ramble too much, going on and on and on. But this is just like an explanation that I wanted to get my point across about why I started YouTube, what it means to me. And I don't see it as a negative thing. It's become a positive thing in my life to help me to be more outgoing and not to feel so alone. To say it's become a positive thing for me to be able to share my life with you guys, since, like I said, I don't get out that much. And I think that a lot of people might take that for granted. Like, I'm sure a lot of you guys work 9-to-5 jobs, and even though it's shitty and you don't want to have to deal with people, but you're communicating with other human beings. You're out there in the world in a workplace with other people. I'm not, I'm home. I'm a pet sitter. I deal with dogs and cats all day. And it's not this, even though I love them and I love being around animals, it's not the same as like human interaction. So yeah, I hope I didn't go on too much, like I said. And if you guys have any questions that you want to ask me, go ahead and ask. If you're curious about starting your own YouTube channel and you're not sure what to do, you can also ask me and I'll try to give you the best information that I can. I'm not an expert on this by any means. I just do what I feel is comfortable for me. I talk about the things that I like, the things that I enjoy, the things that I want to show you guys that I've learned, and that's all I can say. So, as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate having you guys here, commenting with me, interacting with me, becoming friends with me, and sharing your lives as well as me in the comments. So, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I would really appreciate having more people here to interact with. And until next time, stay dark, my friends, and I will talk to you guys later.